Hello, cats and kittens. Mama Cat Gamer here with another adventure in Eorzea with our friend Gavtia. We have been taking him through the base game, A Realm Reborn, and we are about ready to do the quest called Reclamation, which is a level 44 quest. We're making progress quite rapidly through our base game, which is kind of exciting because as much as I love The Realm Reborn, it's got a great story. The expansions are fantastic. So, anyway, before you can contemplate tackling the Empire's terrifying new weapon, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn must be reborn. Return to the Waking Sands with Cid and Alfino. All right. Let's use our Aetheryte ticket. Let's use our Aetheryte ticket. Looks like we might have another blue quest popped up for us. Let's see what this one has to say. Hélène, Trauma Queen. There's an impish, conspiratorial look about Hélène. If her injuries allowed, she would sidle. Heard we're in the same trade. You're in better shape than me, though. A mishap at the Wanderer's Palace nearly did me in, but boy, was it worth it. The calamity drained near half the water from Bronze Lake, and there it was, an ancient temple of Oshan. Why is it called a palace, then? Beats me. I just went in looking for the treasure, me and my feller. It was like a dream, that's what it was like. The water hadn't done a thing. They were gold-framed mirrors, bright as the moon. We gazed upon ourselves draped in chains of pearl, dancing on a floor of marble and malachite like a king and queen, me and my feller. A daring-do adventurer like yourself won't say no to a chance like that now, would you? Tell you what, go down to the docks east of Camp Bronze Lake and talk to Abatsi Chirazzi. Used to be a boon companion of mine. He'll ferry you to the palace. I believe Wanderer's Palace is one of those deep dungeons. Oh, we need to eat our eggs. Okay. Tataru's not here. Oh, we do the XP buff. Let's go see what they have in store for us. Last time we came in, it was not pretty. It's quiet. Too quiet. All right, nothing in here. I had no idea, Gav. I can only imagine how you felt when you returned that day. Tell me, Gav, does aught here strike you as odd? I see signs of recent habitation. Could it be that we have trespassers? Mayhap it is just my imagination. Come, let us proceed into the solar. Right, do I have... What do I got? That's a tank item. Woolen tunic. Well, that one's not as good as what I have currently. This intelligence means it's a caster item. Gonna go for the Allegan gold pieces here. Wait. Who goes there? Now, Ida, is that any way to treat a friend? Alfino, Gav! Sid? Wait, is this a dream? Not that I'm aware of. It's been a while, Ida. I don't believe it. I was sure you'd been... This place has seen better days, says Sid. Oh, I wasn't actually here when... I was still in talks at the Adder's Nest. The first I knew about it was when I came back and I saw... Ida. The church had taken care of the bodies, but that still left the stains. It was hard to know where to start. If Y'shtola hadn't been here to help me... Y'shtola's here too, says Alfino. Yes, but she's not here right now. She's gone to Ulda to meet a man who might know what happened to the others. Papalimo and Minfilia weren't among the dead, according to the church. Y'shtola thinks they were taken somewhere. Alfino says, upon the orders of the Black Wolf, no doubt. Sid, why would he want them? Because they possess something he desires, knowledge of another power that can be brought to bear against the primals, one that Gaius has yet to harness. The Echo. Gaius will be aware of its existence, as well as the immunity it grants the gifted to the primal's influence. Powerful though his Allagan weapon may be, he would doubtless desire such protection. He means to use Minfilia to gain an understanding of the Echo, none of which explains how the Empire came to know the location of the Waking Sands in the first place. No matter, the Empire has shown its hand, and now we must act. It is up to us to rebuild the Scions and save Eorzea. Can I count on you, Ida? What? Oh, yes, of course, whatever you need. Alfino says, we can discuss our next move upon Y'shtola's return. For now, I say we rest. Kind of a weird way for him to rest. It's not a...
Feel. Think.
Heidelin calls. That looks very bad.
Bringer of light, brave gatherer of the crystals, thy soul burneth bright. I am Heidelin, all made one. Hearken unto me now, for the darkness doth begin to spread. Wear thee the bearer of the crimson brand, for he is the avatar of shadow, whom death attendeth always. The crystals shall be thy salvation, thy blade and shield both. Steel thyself, for at the appointed hour thou shalt stare into the heart of darkness. Go with caution, my child, But fear not, for I am ever with thee.
Y'shtola! Gav, I see you and Alfino are safe. And Sid. That we five should meet each other thus defies simple explanation. It is if the benevolent hand of Master Louisoix guides us still. He would not see us undone so easily. Not now, when the need is so great. I know where Minphilia and the others are being held. Come on, Jakey, come on. We have Jake sighting. Where? Says Alfino. An imperial stronghold in the heart of Mordona, Castrum's sentry. The plot thickens. Let's talk to Sid. Gaius may have called it a weapon of ancient Alag, but I saw extensive Magitech modifications. In Imperial Castrum, 'twas to be expected, I suppose. Ida. All right, let's do this. Let's go and rescue Minphilia and the others. Y'shtola. She wishes to discuss the fate of the prisoners being held at the castrum. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Gav. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defenses of an imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy. And if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this. Lord Portalen of House Durandare. He is stationed at the observatorium in Coerthas. Let us go to him and beseech his aid. It is fortunate indeed that we were able to regroup here. I did not care much for my chances of surviving a foray into an imperial stronghold alone, but I am certain that together we will find a way to rescue our fellow Scions. Oh, come on. You gonna climb up or no? You gonna climb up or no? Come on. There you go. Come on. All right. Got my buddy with me. Hey, Jakey. He's a good boy. He's my good boy. All right, speak with Portalen at the observatorium. Ooh, I also have pieces of the past. Oh, well, yeah. Let's see what level. 49 Bard and 47 Dragoon. Okay. I think I'm going to continue on Bard for right now. Wanderer's Palace at Camp Bronze Lake. Okay. That's a level 50 quest, so we'll hold off onto that for right now, because that would be a lot of running into Territory that I'm a little under level for. All right. Speak with Portland at the observatory. All right, let's make our way to Camp Dragonhead once more. You just want to be petted, huh? And we continue our drive down here. It's kind of nice. I don't know where we got to talk to him. Is he in here? Ah, yep, there he is. Ah, Gav, the man who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You are an associate of Yustola? But of course, Lord Drillmont confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn. Let's see if we got anything better. What I got is better. Okay. Eh. I'll take the gold pieces. Castrum Sentry? What interest have you all in the Imperials? Yashil says, they hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see, that might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum, a Hyuran woman, an Elzin man, and 2 Lalafels, 1 male, 1 female. It's them! It has to be! Minfilia, Urianger, Papalimo, and Tataru. If that scant morsel is of use to you, then you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident. Incident, says Yustola. An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Coerthas not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, Aruganin and Lalafel, were seen fleeing the craft. What did you say? Aruganin and Lalafel, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Gav, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavor that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It is only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you had best act now. Okay, where's Thancred? If, has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow scions prisoner in hopes of understanding the echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the study is complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not scions, nor do they know aught of the echo. As Lord Portland said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. Nero says. Nero says, final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work, but all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. Gaia says, at last we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. Nero. As you say, my lord, rest assured, our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Another Star Wars reference. Ridditon, you depart for Castrum Oxidans at midnight. You will command the western front in Vilbrand. The Eorzeans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but is it proper to give command of half our forces to a... I have given you nothing, Praefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. Gaia says, my quarters, 1 hour. Don't know what they're going to do there, but okay. Portland says, Lord Portland would like to aid in your search for Biggs and Wedge. My purpose here is to reconnoiter Garlean activity along Abelathia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Y'shtola. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Zemail Darkhold, situated to the west. Our man stationed at the entrance, a knight named Brickelt, may be able to tell you more. So as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. Alright, I just show the letter of introduction to Brickelt, and I didn't realize I had my mic muted. Anyway, you stand before Zemail Darkhold, the subterranean fortress, excavated by the greatest guardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. Well, let's give the letter of introduction penned by Portland to Brickelt. Could be Brickelt. A letter from Lord Portland. So, you have come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area, seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. Their emergency landing reportedly took place near the Orm Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Pierremont. He should be able to assist you. Actually, the fastest way to get this is just to go to Mordona. Go to Mordona and then come up this way. I'm so glad I unlocked this. The Imperial airship. I saw it approach land with mine own 2 eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again. But not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and there was an air of consternation about them. We could take that, or we could take the Allegan gold piece. I'll take the gold piece. Because what I got on is better. Sir Pierremont wants to share with you what he knows of the 2 fugitives. There were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post to find evidence that someone had been here in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you'll be able to follow the prints to their owners. All right, let's go follow some footprints here. I like how they actually have little footprints in the snow. That's kind of cute. Bypass that wolf there. But wait, there's more. See a little logo underneath there. Wedge is down here. So cold, I want to go home. Wah! Please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. Gaff! It's you! Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell's bent on evading them that I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw thrice. And when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Biggs? He isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. Sid, it's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Tracked down Wedge? That's wonderful news. Now, what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for the fact that Biggs headed west. With both Ida and Y'shtola helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west. Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Dare I hope? Was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years. Oh, thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Gav. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. All right. Fail at jumping. All right. Outside an art guard. Abeli. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? Oh, it would seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I'll bring you a hot broth. How are you feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. The same goes for you, friend. 'Tis plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find your rest when you can. You've done well to brave the frozen wilderness, adventurers. Stay a while and be warm. I wonder what's upstairs here. If anything. Oh lord, does it go all the way up? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Oh, there's more. Ignace and Kayleen. But wait, there's more. This is a nice view from up here. You can see the observatorium from over there. It's kind of a cool looking feature. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but... Alright, now we gotta go all the way down. And I assure you we are not going to climb all the way down. We're going to go fall down to 1 hit point. Yes. Careful, Cardinal, or you'll be fried chicken there. All right, monumental hopes. Wedge is gravely concerned for his missing companion. I'm fine now, thanks to you, and I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Gav, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something. Well, let's ask Abeli again. A rugged gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze. and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. Alright, what is Wedge gonna say? Thank goodness you found me, Gav. I would have frozen or drowned or been eaten by a mud puppy if it wasn't for you. Alright, you're a long way from home, adventure. You think? So take a ride down there. Plasmoids. All right, destination. Purple smoke means danger. I don't want to hit an AoE skill or will it aggro everything here. I really don't want to do that. All right, you got to report back to Wedge, so. He's obviously not in the cavern. Gav, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area? Well, that stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me, but where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? Wedge is determined to find Biggs, notorious Biggs. We can't give up, Gav. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where else to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who will listen, and hurry! Big's chances of survival grow slimmer by the moment. Alright, yeah, we gotta go up again. Probably should have waited to go explore until I knew I didn't have to go up there. We'll go up the faster way. Oh, but nope, gotta go higher. We couldn't put him on the first landing, of course. That would be too easy. Ignace and Kaylin. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here or in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danafin Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when stepping the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I nearly broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. Head to Danafin Pass. I wonder what Kaylin says. Seems the fate of a monument tower to watch the Watcher. 'Twas built to guard the Fury's gaze, and the stone beyond price, hidden in its depths. And now it keeps vigil against the Garlean outposts, for the jewel that is Ishgard must never fall into the Empire's unclean hands. Alright. I would go to Whitebrim normally from Camp Dragonhead, but we actually have to go to Danafin Pass. Ooh, I see danger here. Let's talk to Ida and Yshtola first, okay? Gav, we found Biggs, but he's in trouble. Level sync is in effect. Level 48. If you're above the max allowed level, it'll be synced as followed, 48. Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. What will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, tinhead? I didn't know Biggs was a monk. Ah, Gav, it is well that you're here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me! Here we go. He's not alone. Kill them all. Stay close to get Biggs. Okay. Where the hell is Biggs? Oh, really? Heck, how many of them are there? More than are conducive to merriment. Next time, Ida, have a care what you wish for. So the job is to protect Biggs. I think if Biggs dies, then the mission is done. Actually, if any of them die, I think the mission is done. You have to restart it. Oh, my thanks. Another moment I would have... He's been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Maybe we ought to check for injuries, too. Monument Tower, you say? Very well, Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Oh, I love reunions. All right, report to Wedge. Back at Monument Tower. Okay, let's go back there. Oh boy. I had a feeling we'd get attacked there. Really don't want to do it either. Alright. Wonder if Abeli has something to say to us. Nothing new. Sniffs. I cannot thank you enough, Gav. And the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Ida says, oh, don't mention it. Y'shtola says, we are a family, are we not? Well, yes, it's just, I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I owe you, the lot of you, my life, says Biggs. And you saved Wedges too, Gav. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. Biggs! Wedge! Gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's you! It's really you! Biggs says, in our hearts we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh... A lot of sniffing here. Sid says, when Elfino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? Biggs says, the enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the immortal flames should have seen them coming, right? Y'shtola says, I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage at the Waking Sands, I noticed naught amiss in the horizon, nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this, I conclude that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born there by potent teleportation magics. Magics of the kind used by the Ascians. Sid, carry on. We were bounded, blindfolded, and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castrum's Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum's Sentry, Sid says. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons or maybe only weeks, and then without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we'd never like to leave again. So, risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. If I didn't know better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That will have been Biggs' handiwork, like as not. You always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Biggs is a little embarrassed. Sid says, Gav, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. All in a day's work. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others will want for rescue. All right, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Hooray! All right, made level 50. It's actually not too bad looking. The shoes are a little weird looking, but oh well. I couldn't get the Kiramu shoes because they were just, god awfully expensive. That's actually a rather nice leather jacket, actually. Probably not the most appropriate thing for this climate, since my chest is bare, but, why not? What does Biggs and Wedge say? Thank goodness you found me, Gav. I would have been frozen or drowned or been eaten by a mud puppy if it wasn't for you. Biggs, I knew the chief was still alive. Deep down, I always knew, and he looks healthy, too. Well, he could go with a shave, I suppose, but other than that. Come into my castrum. That's the name of this quest. Sid wants to prepare a strategy to rescue Minfilia and the other Scions. Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Gods know we've kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So let us convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. 'Tis as good a place as any to prepare, and better than most. The road leading east, then south, will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission. All right. Speak with Slaffborn at Revenant's Toll. Actually, let's see if we, All right. Let me just quick travel there. Actually, let's see if Sid has anything else to say. Now that we've found Biggs and Wedge, there's no reason for us to remain here any longer. Let us make for Revenant's Toll Mordona. There we can make our plans to rescue the others. Okay. Well met, friends. What brings you to Revenant's Toll, says Slaffborn. Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry and you want to rescue them. I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold's been on high alert of late, with armed patrols seen around the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected. Y'shtola says, if the Garleans were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Minfilia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, says Sid. It has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. Ida says, but with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Why, I've a mind to walk through the front door. Huh? The front door? Aye, we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. Slaffborn, that's a bold strategy, but it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled, said Sid. If you're determined to go ahead with us, I'd recommend you speak with Glomont. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a great deal about Castrum Sentry besides. I've no doubt that he'd want to be of aid. Y'shtola says, Ida and I shall go to reconnoiter Garlean activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had a chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Gav. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Ishtola, and you're beginning to remind me of Papalimo. Alright. What does Slaftborn have to say? All adventures worth their salt, gather in revenant's toll, and if you have a mind to rise above the sea of mediocrity, you've come to the right place. Big says, dressing up as soldiers and sneaking in the front door, eh? Well, if you've got the guts to go through with it, then so do I. Which, oh boy, I always wanted my own Reaper. I would wash her and wax her and name her and call her George. Stealth and subterfuge, Gav, are how we will free our friends. I have every confidence you can play the part of an Imperial soldier. Sure, why not? I look just like him. Elfino says, in the wake of the calamity, the 14th Imperial Legion occupied what remained of Castrum Novum, eventually rebuilding and renaming it Castrum Sentry. The stronghold contains immense manufacturing and storage facilities, and it is the primary supplier of materiel of Imperial forces stationed throughout Eorzea. Consequently, it is heavily defended. Infiltrating will not be easy. Nevertheless, it is necessary. Here's Glauman. Looking for Glauman, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. Eh? You're looking to get inside Castrum Sentry and you need my help? Something tells me we're going to get along just fine. Glauman would like to aid in your mission to rescue the captured Scions. So, you have friends at Castrum Sentry that want for rescue. That Slaftborn knows me too well. You can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Horse Sons. But enough about me, let's talk about strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity is right delicate business. Simple oversight. Just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the morbles, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back up to the command tower. If you listen closely, might be as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now get going, and Godspeed. Alright, great. We gotta go, we gotta go into some drainage pipes. Okay. Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna eat an egg. Stay buffed up. Yeah, I don't recommend doing that in this area because you could, like, bounce yourself into enemies. Generally, if you stay to the road, you're pretty okay, unless this, you know, like these Nixes turn around. I think we have to fight that one. Ooh. Oh, it was binding to me. The faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. Collected voice. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we gotten out of her. Gruff voice. The others aren't much better. The Ellison gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. Youthful voice. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Minfilia woman? Gruff voice. They say she possesses some mystical powers. Something we Garleans don't have. Youthful voice. Mystical power like the kind the beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? As well try to tumble her? I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Collected voice. Our break is over, best we get back to our stations. Footfalls grow fainter until all is silent. Alright, speak with Alphino. We're gonna quick travel back to Revenant's Toll. It's good to see you again, Gav. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? So, Minfilia and the others are indeed a Castrum sentry. Their presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details from him. Good work, Gav. As Alphino has already told you, we've plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glauman is looking into ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparation of my own. Minfilia and the others are counting on us, Gav. Let us not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. In the wake of the calamity, the 14th Imperial Legion occupied what remained of Castrum Novum, eventually rebuilding and renaming it Castrum Sentry. The stronghold contains immense manufacturing and storage facilities, and it is the primary supplier of materiel for Imperial forces stationed throughout Eorzea. Consequently, it is heavily defended. Infiltrating will not be easy. Nevertheless, it is necessary. See what Sid has to say? Drowning out the voices. He requires your assistance for this rescue preparation. While Glauman goes about devising his plan, we need to see to some preparation of our own. It wouldn't do if the Imperials were to discover that they're short on armor. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communications jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit of technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves, basically radio. Simply put, voices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. Now, the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify the selfsame energy. By making use of this property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. To ensure that we have enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystals among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use this device to take readings. I'll mark the likely places on your map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few. Alright, and, hi, Shaky. Hi, buddy. We are going to call it here for the evening because I gotta get dinner ready for the kittens and Papa Cat. So, Mama Cat Gamer is gonna sign out for the evening. And if you want to leave a like or subscribe, we'd appreciate it. If you want notifications, you hit the bell as usual. You know what to do and when to do it. All right, Mama Cat Gamer is signing out. Y'all have a great one, cats and kids. Oh, wait. We have to have the random cat joke. Along with the cat. All right. Why was the cat so small? Because it only drank condensed milk. Yeah, that one was a bad one. Really bad. Good night. Good night, cats and kittens. Mama Cat Gamer is signing out.